Israeli products as well. Now, in the latest, Bangladesh has added valid for all countries except Israel on its passport. The phrase valid for all the countries except Israel, which was printed on Bangladesh passports for decades, was removed during the years later of oust Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina's tenure. Announcement comes a day after 1 lakh protested against Israel in Dhaka. Now, when we are talking about the protest against the Israeli government and a humanitarian crisis that has been condemned from various nations given to the Israel-Gaza war as well. Now, Bangladesh is no exception, where one of the breakthrough has in fact been traced. Aditya Vadhavan is now joining me live to share more details. Well, just in a bit, Mr. Srivastav is already with us on the broadcast. Now, sir, when we speak about the condemnation for Israel's action against Gaza and against, in fact, many of these civilians whose life has been lost, Bangladesh adds, in fact, a new step and also removing Israel from that valid tag from its passport, which is a big decision that has been taken after Sheikh Hasina has been ousted from the Bangladeshi leadership as well. When we see the condemnation from across the globe against Israel, specifically at this point of time, what impact is it going to have on the ongoing war and specifically the ceasefire violations that are continuing to be on the rise?
Well, I think the kind of patterns are there in Pakistan, the similar kind of radicalization, Islamization, and such attempts are being made inside Bangladesh too. And then Bangladesh, in the recent happenings from the 5th August 2024 onwards, what we had seen that the way South Sheikh Hasina government was ousted, it was a deep conspiracy by the radical Islamist extremist terrorist elements in Bangladesh, and obviously in this case too, they are organizing such protest demonstration. But on the other hand, it is the same kind of radical elements which are attacking various Hindu temples. They are targeting Hindu community in Bangladesh, and that kind of persecution, religious persecution, is going on. And they are on one hand they are targeting Hindu community, on the other hand they are raising the voice for those who are being killed in Gaza. So I think that is a kind of a double standard these people are practicing, and the same kind of a pattern what is we had just discussed in Pakistan. The similar things are happening in Bangladesh too, and obviously on the this clause except Israel quote unquote has been reintroduced, which was removed from Bangladeshi passport and in 2021 when Sheikh Hasina was in power, but again they have reintroduced this kind of a practice, which will certainly put Israel and Bangladesh, though they do not have any formal diplomatic relationship, but obviously through these statements, the tense atmosphere will prevail, and that clause which had been removed, and that had paved the possibility of establishing some kind of a diplomatic relationship between Bangladesh and Israel will go away. That kind of a possibility will go away. So I think this kind of developments which are happening in Bangladesh, Imran, I would say that's a matter of concern. This shows that these kind of radical Islamist extremist elements are attempting to dominate the entire space of Bangladesh, and they are again raising up these issues so that their radicalization process goes even deeper. So I think international community must take serious note of whatever happening is Bangladesh by these radical elements, and that and appropriate measures should be taken. Again, I would maintain that whatever is happening in Gaza against the innocent people, I mean innocent lives, is condemnable. I must say that innocent lives, wherever they are lost, is not acceptable. And the efforts must be made to ensure the safety and security of the innocent people. And Gaza has been the worst victim of such kind of attacks and counter-attacks, and a lot of people have lost their lives, and most of them are women and children. I would maintain this, and that must end. But whatever is happening in Bangladesh in terms of this kind of a congregation or demonstration and protest movement, etc., whether it is in Pakistan or in Bangladesh, is being done through various kind of double standards, and deep agendas are involved, and radical agendas are involved in this kind of demonstrations. And that is why this kind of demonstrations does not add to any kind of change in the situation between Israel and Hamas, but it shows the very harsh reality of these two nations, Pakistan and Bangladesh. Unfortunately, Bangladesh is also with this kind of conspiracies by radical elements is moving towards the way Pakistan has been moving, and that's a matter of very serious concern. And India must take a serious note of it. We are keeping a very close eye on whatever is happening in Bangladesh, but the international community cannot allow a new Pakistan being made on our western front, eastern front. And again, Pakistan is there, and that has been a cause of trouble for India from the western side. But on the eastern side also, a conspiracy is being hatched to make a new Pakistan. And that cannot be allowed to be happening. And that is why Bangladeshi situation, we must deal with it very, very carefully, and all sorts of proactive measures must be taken. One good news at the last of it, I would say that still, Bangladeshi army, which is led by General Wakar Jaman, is doing very well, and they are keeping a very close watch on every situation, and they are in control. So we can expect some good developments in terms of taking actions against these radical elements, those who are attempting to divide Bangladeshi society on religious line. And we can expect some good things from Bangladeshi army. But overall, if you look at the kind of conspiracies which are being hatched in Bangladesh, is a matter of serious concern.
All right, Mr. Srivastav.